Isn't it amazing that a little white ball can serve as a bond between generations?
Baseball is a game to be handed down, like a family heirloom.
From fathers to sons to grandsons.
From mothers to daughters.
From the teacher to his pupils.
It's about helping a child's dream to come true.
It's about the veteran helping the young rookie.
It's about the young apprentice learning from the master.
Right on out of there. 2 outs as he strikes out Jim Edmonds.
It's simply the greatest game in the world.
And it's all about connecting generations. I am Pat Burrell.
And I'm Harry Callis. We'll be your host for the 2002 Phillies Video Yearbook. Connecting Generations. Spring training, Clearwater, Florida.
There's no place like it, Harry. I've decided to call it home in the off-season.
This was a special spring for a number of reasons.
Yeah, this was the year when your induction to the Baseball Hall of Fame would take place. A little overdue, if you ask me.
Well, thanks, pal, but it was also the year that manager Larry Boa decided to bring back the legendary Mike Schmidt.
It was great just having him around. The best way to learn this game is from the generation of guys that came before you. And who has more presence than Mike Schmidt?
Told Pat Burrell earlier this morning that I've built up 20 years of secrets that I've never told anybody. And he and Scott Rowland are going to be the first two benefactors of some of those secrets.
The spring hit a bit of a down note when Scott Rowland refused to negotiate a long-term offer from the club.
Yeah, the Phillies front office really wanted to sign Scott, but it just wasn't in the cards.
One player who did want to be a part of the future was Bobby Abreu.
The Titans signed Bobby to a long-term deal, making him one of the happiest men in Venezuela.
Mike Lieberthal said you could buy Venezuela now. Do you have any find somewhere you're going to spend your money on?
Well, I don't know if I can buy Venezuela, but I think I can buy a lot of things.
That showed me something, Harry. A commitment to win by rewarding success. It should give the other players a lot of incentive.
Jose Mesa brought his son, Jose Jr., to camp. The two of them teamed up for a little Spanish 101.
Hi, this is Jose Mesa.
And I'm Jose Jr. In English, our name means Joe Table. Jose, Joe, Mesa, Table.
Randy Wolf.
In Spanish, his name means Lobo. Randy Lobo.
Then Jose decided to try his media skills.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Table, your reporter live from the spring training. ¿Qué yo puedo jugar?
Sí, el señor Bobby Abreu, tú sabes de la temporada que vino el año pasado, puso unos tremendos números, ahora incluimos a...
Pitch abridor de todo, de cada 5
Vicente Padilla.
Bueno, un saludo.
In English, his name means Blazing Fastball.
Y me siento muy contento. Pues.
Looks like the clubhouse has a real salsa flavor.
He screwed up my interview, man. He screwed up my interview.
Pero un gran saludo y lo vemos pronto.
Okay, enough of that.
Reportando desde el campo de entrenamiento de Clearwater, Joe Table.
Let's talk about a real broadcaster. Ricky Pitalico went right to the master.
We're here with the man himself, Harry Callis, Hall of Fame 2002. He's got a simple question for you, Harry. We want to know the top 5 names that you've enjoyed announcing in your career.
Ooh, the top 5. Well, you'd have to go Mickey Morandini, Ricky Botalico, Juan Samuel Cecilio Guante. The Hall of Famer, of course, the third baseman Michael Jack Schmidt. By the way, Pat, what's your middle name?
Brian.
Home Run Patrick Brian Burrell. Pretty nice ring to it.
You know what they say about imitation being the greatest form of flattery.
Long fly ball to the left field. That ball is south the wall. That's gonna be triple for Doug Glanville.
Swinging a long drive. That ball is out of here. Home run, Michael Lieberthal.
Swinging a long drive. Watch this, baby. It's out of here.
It's out of here.
It's out of here.
Get out of here.
All right, enough of that. Spring training is the time to work on your game.
Yeah, it's also time to work on your image or your moves.
You got the owner taking care of the players.
Right.
Or even your hair.
You know, nice summer day.
Be finer than this.
You know.
Absolutely. I'm just envious, guys. Very envious. All right, I'll let you on your own.
All right, appreciate it.
It's time, too, to work on your negotiation skills.
Alico hitting 2. That pitch is Scotty down or not? I'm just asking. I
thought it was a good pitch.
Okay, all right.
Obviously, you disagree.
Well, the only reason I said it because he was all over the place. If he was close, I agree.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm just saying, if a guy's all over the place, you can't give him a borderline. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that.
All right.
And the time to work on your stroke. Well hit, watch that baby. It is a
Or your home run call.
out of here, grand slam, home run, Pat Burrell. Did he crush that one? Looks like it's time to head north.
Nothing quite like opening day, H.
Yeah, the team really seemed poised for a big year. Coming off an impressive second-place finish the year before, it looked like we had a renewed confidence.
A lot of love going around today, you know. Getting ready for a new championship season. Came up a little short last year, but this year, you know, definitely plan on taking it back. Got the ice coming. This thing right here, feeling lonely. About to be coming with some nice red rubies and, you know, clearless diamonds.
This was the first opening day since 9/11, and the president gave us a little pep talk.
Baseball is one of our nation's proudest traditions. Baseball unites our country and teaches us the value of teamwork. I wish all the teams and all their fans the best of luck this season. May God bless you all, and may God bless America. Now, play ball.
Well hit. The mark's not going to hold this one. Out of here. Fair ball down the right field line. You always want to come out of the chute strong. But Mr. Glavin and Mr. Smoltz had something to say about that.
Unfortunately, things didn't break our way.
Yeah, but the beauty of baseball is there's always tomorrow.
Hammers this one to deep left center, and it's gonna go! A home run, Pat Burrell.
Nothing like getting the first one under your belt.
Now, throughout the spring, a lot of opposing hitters marveled at Vicente Padilla. He was so impressive that the skipper made him the number 2 starter. Nice play rolling to Marlon Anderson, double play, game over. Phillies have won their first of 2002.
He was definitely ready for prime time. Back to Philly for the home opener.
This was my 32nd opening day at the bat, and I still get the same sense of anticipation as I did in 1971. In fact, I'm just as nervous in the booth as you guys are on the field.
Well, Brandon Duckworth certainly didn't have any opening day jitters.
Struck him out, a foul.
He was downright nasty.
Struck him out. And Bobby Abreu didn't waste much time making the skipper happy. Home run, Bobby Abreu. Fly ball left field, ball game. Pat Burrell puts it away. Phillies win by a score of 6-2 before 50,000 plus in the home opener 2002. There's no question, Pat, the most exciting play in baseball, and maybe all of sports, is the walk-off home run. Long drive, this is going to be the ball game. Out of here! Home run, Pat Burrell!
You think it's exciting from the stands. You should see it from the field.
I guess one wasn't exciting enough, because 3 nights later,
A couple days later, David Montgomery threw a little party in the upper deck concourse overlooking our future ballpark. The idea was to reveal the field dimensions to the press.
I'll say one word as Pat comes up here. Pat's initial question, believe it or not, was where's the dugout going to be? And I was thinking for a minute, and I said, well, it's first base side. He said, you mean I still have the long run? I mean, here's a guy that has to go all the way from the first base dugout out to left field as opposed to right field. So I want you to
Very
know where
funny,
certain
David.
people's priorities are. But Pat and Brandon, come on up here and see if you can help us.
It sure looks good to me. Not too unfair for the hitters or pitchers. The thing I like is that low left field fence, the kind where you can steal a home run from the other team. Guess I'll have to practice my vertical jump for 2004.
Pretty well hit to center field over the head of Glanville. Game over. Florida Cup.
By the middle of April, the Titans were right around 500. But once we left the friendly confines of the vet, things got ugly fast.
They say you can't win a pennant in April, but you can lose one.
Tough outing for Brandon Duckworth, who lose here in the second inning, trailing 6-1. Little dribbler, Ruben Bolt, picked it up. This is unbelievable. Struck him out to end the game.
By the end of the month, we were 10 games under 500 and barely keeping our heads above water.
Long drive, watch this, baby. Got him. Struck him out to end the ball game. Phillies lead loaded here in the ninth inning. Ground ball up the middle. Rollins, oh, what a good play.
One Philly who was clicking was Jimmy Rollins.
His way down the line. Oh, Rollins is going to test Millar, and he makes it.
Well hit to deep left field, and J-Roll has gone out of here.
J-Roll burst on the scene last year with a stellar rookie season and seemed to be picking up right where he left off.
It is out of here. First pitch home run, Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah, I've got a front row seat to the Jimmy Rollins show, and he entertains me every night.
Really gets jammed, and that's trouble. No, it is a great catch by Jimmy Rollins.
Now, if he can only overcome his problem with shyness.
Here we go again, Fan Day 2002, baby.
Yeah, Jimmy not only gives his all on the field, but he gives a lot back to the fans as well. J-Roll knows the importance of teaching the lessons learned from baseball and American history.
At spring training with the Dodgers, Jackie was mobbed by blacks, young and old, as if he were a savior. He was the first black player to try out for a major league team. If he succeeded, they knew others would follow.
And his buddy Marlon Anderson took it to the streets this year, too, helping the Phillies to revive baseball in the inner city.
One way of doing that is making sure you got
These two players really understand the importance of connecting generations for the good of the game.
On May 3rd, Schmitty came to town for a visit, and the next thing you know,
Balls hits it deep right field. It's a long home run.
Michael Jack must be a good luck charm because the Titans swept the Astros.
First time at the vet since 17 years ago, 1985, and they have won their 6th in a row.
On May 10th, the world champion Diamondbacks came to town, and the atmosphere was electric.
Diamondbacks lead the league in hitting and runs scored and in home runs.
Vicente Padilla took the mound and made his former team look pretty anemic.
Struck him out.
This guy's a pure power pitcher, Harry. His fastball is so good and he hits his spot so well, he could probably get away with throwing it the whole game.
The 0-2 pitch dropped down on him, swing and a miss, struck him out. Side out. There hadn't been a Phillies no-hitter at the Vet since Terry Mulholland in 1990.
Left, long run, Burrell. Still coming, he's there. Pat Burrell makes the play. 3 up and 3 down in the 6th inning. And don't go anywhere, folks. We got something special going on right now by that guy. No runs, no hits, no...
Vicente was looking for his 5th win, but almost came up with a niche in Cooperstown.
Shot, oh, what a grab by Travis Lee. He preserves it with a brilliant play. No runs, hits, errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Phil's 1, Arizona, Simbo.
Then Doug Glanville added some electricity of his own. But with 2 outs in the 8th.
There goes Vicente Padilla's no-hit, no-run game. Everybody on their feet, 20,000 plus here at Veterans Stadium. Ground ball up the middle, should be the ball game. Jimmy Rollins throws him out. Vicente Padilla, a 2-hit shutout.
That was a great night. And of course, you do well at the Vet. You get your own fan group.
Padilla's Flotilla. Bowing down to Vicente as the Phils now have won 7 in a row.
True, Pat. The Flotilla was one of the more lively groups out there this year, but there were plenty of them to go around. It started a few years ago with the Wolfpack. And now, well, every game is like a fan group festival.
You gotta love it, H. Some of them are really clever.
And some of them are just plain weird.
Faces.
You seem to have the most number of groups, pal.
What can I say? I believe in giving something back to the fans. Just when it seemed like we were on the right track, we hit those road blues again. We kept showing that kind of inconsistency that drove Larry Boa crazy.
Snappage.
Somebody better get out there.
Near the end of May, Ed Wade was able to acquire Jeremy Giambi from Oakland for little-used John Mabry.
His first at-bat as a Philly, and
Can you say instant dividends?
the Titans in front 2-0.
Ball's hit well to right field. Long run, Guerrero. It is gone.
High ball left field. It keeps carrying. It's out of here.
Jeremy added some needed power to the roster and gave the skipper more flexibility with the lineup.
Giambi. How about that for a Veterans Stadium debut?
You gotta like that.
That's well hit. It is going to be a grand slam home run. Robert Person. Robert Person with his first hit of the year has given the Phillies a 7-0 lead.
Deep to left field. Back it goes. It's gone. Robert Person has just hit another home run. His second of the game. A 3-run home run. He has 7 runs batted in. And the Phillies lead 17-1 on an amazing day here at the Vet.
On June 2nd, Robert Person had a day at the plate that most pitchers dream about.
Pitchers, most players dream about in a career. Rule number 1, when you're the star of the game, always be aware of assassins.
Next, we were ready to start interleague play. I kind of like the format. You get a chance to see teams and ballparks that you normally wouldn't.
Long drive. This ball is out of here.
I don't think the Tigers were too happy to see us.
In the right center field for a hit.
We took them apart.
And he hits this one to deep right field. Back goes Fick at the wall. It's a home run.
Ed Wade traded for veteran reliever Dan Plesac, and his presence really helped stabilize the bullpen.
And the Phillies have won it by a score of 11-1.
Then it was on to Cleveland.
Swing and a miss.
Terry Adams picked up his 3rd win of the season, and the defense really began to shine.
Yes. Oh, what a play by Travis Lee, and he gets the out at first.
Remember that fastball of Padilla's I was talking about? Well, he also has one of these.
Breaking ball. Foul tip struck him out.
Looks like the Flotilla likes the road as well.
Back in Philly, we took on the White Sox.
Struck him out.
And had one of the classic games of the year.
Center field.
Down by 2 in the bottom of the 9th. The Fightins lived up to their name.
Ground ball, base hit, right field. Glanville scores, holding it.
Then up stepped your college teammate and best buddy, Jason Michaels.
Line drive over the head of left and game over. Phillies win by a score of 4-3 in a 3-run 9th inning. Jason Michaels with the game-winning RBI.
Uh-oh. Watch out, Shug.
Do something good.
That game really showed the strength of our bench.
They're being waved around, and Jason Michaels.
We have great role players on this team. Guys like Todd Pratt, who let Mike Lieberthal ease back into the starter's role after rehabbing his bad knee.
Yeah, backup catcher is not an easy job, but you don't lose much behind the plate with Tank back there.
Then you have Ricky Leday.
Long drive, could it be? Ricky Leday, a walk-off home run here in the 9th inning.
Ricky got a lot of big hits for us, and his presence gave Boa 5 quality outfielders to move around the lineup.
That brings us to one of my favorites.
Long drive, this game is going to be tied. A secret weapon. Tomas Perez has set this crowd in a frenzy. Ground ball just fair. Great play by Tomas Perez. I'm telling you what, Reels, he is the best bench player I have ever seen in all of my years of baseball.
Wow, that's pretty high praise.
No offense to legendary bench players Del Unser and Greg Gross, but Tomas shows you an awesome glove as well as his bat.
Double play.
He also has more fun than anybody I've ever played with. Tomas definitely added a lot of spice to a pretty low-key clubhouse.
Tomas Perez.
In English, that means happy guy.
Mark down July 15th on your book, H. That's the night we were losing 8-3 in the 9th inning in Montreal.
This ball is out of here. Home run, Ricky Leday.
I won't forget that one.
8-6 game.
9th inning lightning. Nothing like it.
Fly ball is deep to left center field. It is out of here. 3-run home run. Pat Burrell and the Phillies have taken a 9-8 lead. That's a towering drive deep left field. That ball has got a chance. It is out of here. And the Phillies now lead it 11-8 here in the 9th
Burr.
In Spanish, his name means stud muffin.
Just what is a stud muffin?
I don't want to go there.
All right, let's go here.
Long drive. Watch that, baby. It is a fair ball upper tank home run.
Patrick Bryan, you've definitely arrived as one of the premier power hitters in baseball. Your ability to change the game around with one swing of the bat is just what the Titans have needed for years.
Thanks, Harry. I have to give a lot of credit to Mike Schmidt and Greg Gross, who both worked on my mechanics and approach. Hitting's an ongoing science, and I still have a lot to learn.
Well, that's a scary thought for all those pitchers. And you've really improved in the field as well.
Burrell makes the sliding catch.
I take a lot of pride in my defense. Whatever it takes to help the club, H.
Off the fence, throws to second, out at second base. What a great play by
Burrell under it, makes the catch. Burrell will try to score. Here's the throw to the plate. One hopper.
long drive. Watch this, baby. It is out of here. Home run, Burrell.
I'm looking forward to calling your games for a long time, pal. Ruben Amaro Jr. represents 3 generations of professional baseball. His father was a Phillies star in the 60s, and grandfather Santos was a Mexican League legend. As Phillies assistant GM, Ruben also has a hand in developing our Latin American talent.
It's important for the Phillies to develop in that part of the world. There's tremendous talent there, and we need to continue to tap into that talent.
The team's main spearhead in Latin America is the creation of the Phillies Baseball Academy.
The concept of the academy is basically to house, to feed, to bring prospective players into your organization. We do work with them as far as trying to teach them English and help them to be prepared to assimilate into American society.
In the case of the Dominican Academy, the Phillies took an old rundown stadium and turned it into a first-class facility for teaching baseball.
We've made the transition again, being a world-class organization as far as getting involved in Latin America and doing the scouting and the developing that's necessary to fortify your organization through the years.
The Phillies have spent over $10 million on Latin American development alone. New generations of young Latin talent will now be exposed to the Phillies way.
And let's not forget our homegrown talent. The Phillies have a highly rated farm system where young stars like Gavin Floyd can develop at a proper pace until they're ready.
Speaking about guys who are ready, July 24th was the debut of Brett Myers.
Backdoor breaking ball struck him right out of there. First major league strikeout for Myers. Todd.
He must have been nervous, Harry, but he sure didn't show it.
Got him, struck him out.
He really caught the skipper's eye in spring training, and now he was beginning his big league career in the shrine of baseball, Wrigley Field. Wow, he had a fan group in his first start.
1-2 to Gonzalez. Breaking ball, and he struck him out. And a good inning again for Brett Myers.
Marlon Anderson turned that Chicago wind around.
Smokes his ball to left center field. It's got a chance. It's out of here. But it gives the Phillies and Brett Myers a 2-1 lead here in the 7th. Struck him out to end the ballgame. Brett Myers wins his major league debut. Right a scene here at a great ballpark, Wrigley Field, for that young man, the 21-year-old Brett Myers, to make his major league debut.
Hey, not a bad voice, H.
When I saw you all come out of the dugout, well, it was a beautiful gesture.
It was just our way of sending you off on your special trip. We knew you were leaving for the induction weekend in Cooperstown. So how was it, H? What's Cooperstown like?
Pat, it was magical, truly magical. On Friday morning, I got to stroll the museum and mingle with fans. Michael Jack and Big Lefty. There they are. Michael Jack Schmidt. My partner, Don Richie Ashman. Not a day goes by that something happens on the field or in the booth that reminds me of Whitey. It's always with a smile on my face. The next day was really fun because a good friend of mine was also being enshrined. You know him, you love him, the Philly Fanatic. And of course, in typical Fanatic fashion, he was a little late for his own ceremony.
Fanatic has a hard enough time just finding the field. You can't expect him to find his way around a museum.
This is our newest addition given to us by the Philadelphia Phillies. Of course, you all know him as the Philly Fanatic.
Thank you very much.
Shame Richie isn't here. Okay.
He's here.
Well, yeah, I agree with you.
The night before the ceremony was my only difficult time. There are so many functions and receptions scheduled that your itinerary is quite busy. The Phillies front office was having a big barbecue just up the lake, and I knew I couldn't attend. It really broke my heart because the Phillies are as much my family as my own flesh and blood.
Harry, you're back over the hills right there. We're about 15 minutes out of Cooperstown. This is your day.
It really is a shame. You know, Harry is the life of the party. And here we are partying in his honor, and we have to send him the life.
H, it's 7:25. I have not seen you yet today, but looking forward to the big day tomorrow and seeing a lot of your cohorts around here. We love you. We miss you. We're looking forward to tomorrow.
We wish you all the best, my friend. We love you, just as many do. And may your legacy live on forever.
Fortunately, my son Todd arranged for me to break away from the formal festivities long enough to join my friends.
So when you start to feel low, instead of letting go, just remember that RAM. Up there goes a billion kilowatt. Up there goes a billion kilowatt. Up there goes a billion kilowatt dam.
That was clearly the high point of the weekend and a night I'll never forget. The next day I was filled with pride as I took the same stage as Whitey, Lefty, and Michael Jack had a few years before. Looking out over the vast sea of fans, I was touched by the generations of loyal Phillies supporters who made the trek to this beautiful place.
Thank you, Harry Callis.
Thanks
we
for
love
the memories.
you, no doubt.
And the summer evenings were the best, and they still are, and I hope they continue to be with you behind the mic.
We wish you all the best for me and my family, and congratulations to you. You're the best. Only thing better would be if Whitey was here.
It's an honor well deserved, and we appreciate your voice as it echoes through our memories.
You're the voice of Phillies baseball, and it wouldn't be summer without you.
Harry, we love you to death. Everything you do is the greatest. Every reason we listen to the Phillies is because of you. You make every game enjoyable. Congratulations. We love you, Harry.
Your voice brings out the passion in baseball. We love it, Harry.
We love you, Harry, and we're so happy. We're so happy to be here. I even brought my mommy. She's a Yankee fan, but she likes you too, okay? And congratulations to the Fanatic.
You know, we don't know you, but you're part of our family, just like Whitey was. God bless you and good luck and everything, and go Phils.
This is to the Philadelphia fan, to laud your passion as best I can. Your loyalty is unsurpassed. Be the fightin's in first or last. We come to the park each day looking forward to another fray. because we know you'll be there. We know you really care. You give the opposing pitcher fits, because as one loyalist shouts, everybody hits. To be sure, in Philly, there might be some boos, because you passionate fans, like the manager, hate to lose. Your reaction to the action on the field that you impart spurs us as broadcasters to call the game with enthusiasm and heart. We feel your passion through and through. Philadelphia fans, I love you. And thank you all for sharing a day that I will never forget. I love you. Thank you.
Back to reality. The Scott Rowland era had come to an end. Under the circumstances, I think Ed did pretty well. We got steady third baseman Placido Polanco, veteran reliever Mike Timlin, and 21-year-old left-hander Bud Smith, who already has a major league no-hitter under his belt.
We all wish Scott well, Harry.
No hits the Padres.
Oh well, on with the show.
By the time August rolled around, a new pitcher began to anchor the starting rotation. Randy Wolf seemed to be completing that learning curve that most pitchers have to endure. He now has confidence in 3 major league pitches, and at times seemed almost Clavin-esque.
Called third strike, painted the inside corner, struck him out.
Wolfie was dealing, Harry. The Wolfpack was now in full stride. And then our bullpen began to gel.
That's right, Pat. Terry Adams was moved to the pen. David Coggin did a great job in long relief. Rookie Carlos Silva handled whatever job the skipper gave him.
And the veteran combo of Timlin, Cormier, and Plesac really settled things down.
That all came together on August 6th when those 6 pitchers held the Padres at bay in a 16-inning marathon. Plesac gets the left-hand hitter out.
That game was a classic, Harry. Filled with enough web gems to last a whole week.
Tomas Burrell. Drive speared by Marlon Anderson. It's a double play and a great play by Marlon Anderson. Right field deep. Trinidad Hubbard back, leaps up and makes a good ball base hit. Being waved around is Pat Burrell. Here's Trinidad Hubbard's throw, and Burrell is out at home plate. J-Roll was already out of the game and wanted to join the broadcast.
Finally, Placido broke through.
Back through the middle, base hit center field. Marlon Anderson scored.
Jimmy's on the rally mic. I understand that's what he's calling it. I see you, J-Roll.
Chops it to first base, should be the ball.
That was our longest game of the year. 4 hours and 51 minutes.
Phillies have won in.
I'm sure all those fan groups back home stayed up till 3 a.m. to watch the outcome.
Pat, there's a fine line between loyalty and insanity.
Yeah, and some people at the vet cross that line. There was one group of guys who just went to cheer food.
Mike Libertad.
Well, there might not be a Spanish translation of Lieberthal, but in the English dictionary, his picture is next to the word gamer. On August 9th, Levy had a night to remember in his old hometown.
For Mike deep to center field again by Lieberthal, and it's gone. He just hit another one.
Well hit to right center field, and this ball is out of here. Third home run of the game for Mike Lieberthal. What a homecoming for Levy as a
They say it takes a full year of playing before you fully come back from a knee injury like Liebe's.
But now he's looking like the Gold Glove All-Star of years past.
Unbelievable play by Mike Lieberthal, 2 out.
Called third strike. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. One of the great stories of the year was that of the amazing, the ageless, Jose Mesa.
Jose has been a stud ever since Larry Boa brought him here from Seattle last year. Many people thought he couldn't pitch anymore, let alone be a closer. Maybe it's that good luck charm that follows him around.
The grab, game over. Jose Jr. knew it all the way. He knew it all the way. Big smile on his face. Phil's win by a score of 8. On August 13th, the Titans got out of the cellar as Joe Table saved it for Vicente Padilla. Placido Polanco has it. Throws. Game over. Phil's win by a score of 4-1. First major league complete game for 21-year-old Brett Myers.
The next night, the rookie got his first complete game win in the bigs. But you know the price of fame.
All the crowds behind you, the fans, and
look who's behind you. When you talk about the crowd behind you, Brett.
Yeah.
Next came Joe Roa. What a story. 7 shutout innings for Joe Roa. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Released by the Marlins in the spring, all he did was reel off 14 straight wins for the AAA Red Barons, almost forcing the club to give him a look. Now he was about to win his first major league game in over 5 years. Shutout by Joe Roa, Mike Timlin, and Carlos Silva as the Phillies win it by a score of 5-0. Sweep the Brewers and move into a tie with the Mets in National League East. Uh-oh. There's that Tomas Perez again.
I'm just happy to be part of it. I thought that coming too.
Yeah, well, we're not allowed to warn you. What can I tell you, Joe?
I knew you seen it.
The following night kicked off Alumni Weekend.
You know what I noticed about this team? There ain't no body fat.
On this team?
There no people fat.
Oh, really?
Myers.
He's the Crucker.
I love it when those guys come back. The place was filled with Philly legends. Before the game, they had a little hitting contest. 93 Phils versus the 80 champions. What a blast.
I didn't even see that.
All right, watch this, baby. Out of here. Number 549 for Michael Jackson.
He can't have that many more swings left, can he?
Another one. Watch this, baby. Out of here. Michael Jack looked like his stroke never left him. The fans were having a ball. But the real excitement was just about to start. It was Scott Rowland's first trip back since the trade.
Scott was pretty vocal about how much he liked his new city. I don't think that sat too well with the locals here.
We will let the crowd let you know who's coming to the plate now.
I think people at home can probably figure it out.
In the booth, Darren Dalton had some advice.
I'm going to suggest to Scotty to wear a Santa Claus outfit, but I've heard him boo Santa Claus as well.
You could feel the tension in the air. But Travis Lee broke the game open.
Deep to right field by Travis Lee. It's a 3-run home run, Travis Lee.
And Wolfie pitched his best game of the year.
Threw a fastball right on by him. Struck him out. 8 strike. You knew it was going to happen, Wills.
What a way for this game to end if he could get Scott Rowland.
Fly ball well hit to left center. Pat Burrell has a beat on it. He puts it away. 4-hit shutout, Randy Wolf. What a job by Wolf. The Phillies win their 5th in a row. They halt St. Louis's 6-game winning streak.
Now there's a veteran move. Shaving cream proof goggles.
spoiled, only momentarily.
It was great to see all those old Phillies back for the weekend, laughing with each other, swapping stories, greeting the fans. Everyone was here for one reason, Harry, to help celebrate your illustrious career.
Hall of Fame announcer, Harry Callis.
I think you're talking about one of the greatest voices in the game, probably all sports. Just a tremendous voice, but a tremendous person.
Harry's always got something good to say about people, and he's just a lovable guy to be around.
It doesn't matter how long it's been since you've talked to him or how long you see him, it's always going to be a handshake and a hug.
One of the most beloved Philadelphia Phillies family members of all time. Harry is, and I hope he just lives forever.
Nice going, H.
Pat, I'll never forget the sight of Dutch Dalton and Glenn Wilson posing as Whitey and me.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome for Hall of Fame broadcaster Harry the King Callis.
It's been such a tremendous year with all the accolades, I wouldn't even know how to begin thanking everyone. Having my family and friends all together on the field was just something really wonderful.
I was proud to be a part of it.
Thank you all very much. I love you. I will never forget this day. Thank you, and God bless all of you. Thank you very much.
Savor that victory lap, H. You deserve it. Speaking of connecting generations, how about your version of My Three Sons during the broadcast that day?
My sons Todd, Brad, and Kane have joined me here in the booth along with L.A., and Kane is doing the play-by-play.
I couldn't be any prouder of my boys. Todd's already a broadcaster for the Devil Rays. Brad is an actor on the West Coast, and young Kane, well, I think he's found his calling.
He is sets. There's this stretch in the 2-2 delivery. Struck him right on out of there. 2 outs as he strikes out Jim Edmonds.
And there goes the Padilla Flotilla.
He's not out of the woods yet, because who's up, Kane?
Now batting is Albert Pajolis.
Oh,
that's a slam to left field. And Burrell makes the diving catch in left field to end the inning. 3 outs, 1 hit.
The kid's got a chance, Harry. The kid's got a chance. The next day, the Phillies announced that Mike Lieberthal had agreed to a contract extension that would keep him here through at least 2005.
this deal was really a no-brainer for myself. This is where I want to play the rest of my career. Scott Rowland wasn't happy. If I wasn't happy here, then I wouldn't have signed this contract, and I would have gone into the next season open for free agency.
That was awesome. By tying up the core of the club in long-term deals, it shows the players a commitment to winning and gives the fans a sense of team identity.
No question about that, Pat, and I'm really hoping you're the next one to grab the brass ring.
In spring training this year, Mike Timlin lost his mother to ALS. Before the annual Phillies Festival, Mike addressed the team.
I tried to relay to the guys what it would mean to the families. Their families see you differently, when you spend time with, a terminally ill patient, or you take time to, sit down and talk with them. I expressed that to the guys, how great these people are just to come out. I know some of them are embarrassed about coming out, because their hands don't work and their feet don't work anymore, and for a grown adult, that's very embarrassing. But to look past that and see the person that's actually there, that's the meaning of the whole deal.
That night was a huge success. Almost $450,000 was raised, adding to a total of over $6 million since the Phillies adopted ALS as their primary charity.
It always feels good to give something back, Harry.
Line drive. drive left center.
As the season began to wind down, it became obvious that no one would catch the runaway Braves. We were now playing for pride and assessment of talent for 2003. Probably the most pleasant surprise was that Placido Polanco.
Polanco's going to have to bounce it. He does. Makes a very fine play.
The dude can play, Harry. He might not be as flashy as some, but he gets the job done at third.
And he can play other positions as well. He always gives you a professional at bat and is as fundamentally sound as anyone on the team.
And Polanco makes a grab. That was going to be a foul ball if this game is over.
Then there's Bobby Abreu. He's just a line drive machine. His power numbers might be down a little, but I guarantee you ask any of the pitchers in the league, and they'll say he's one of the most dangerous hitters. He scored over 100 runs and walked over 100 times for the 4th straight season.
And with you and Bobby established in the outfield, the Phillies are going to take a look at young Marlon Byrd in center. He's built like a tank and runs like a deer and has a very high ceiling.
And just hanging around with him a little bit this fall, I can see he's got the fire.
His first major league home run, he crushed it into the seats and left.
He needs a new fan group, though.
Last year, Gary Varsher had...
Okay, cue the pie.
Describe that catch that you made.
This is getting ridiculous.
Late in the year, the Phillies had a picnic for all the construction workers at the new ballpark and their families.
It was the Phillies' way of saying thanks for a job well done, and the sense of pride they displayed in building something that would be enjoyed by generations of Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm going to miss this place, but I'm glad to see this new place is going to be very nice, and these guys are going to have fun there, just like I had fun at this place.
I hope that they can be proud to know that their grandfather and their father and their uncle worked on this project here at the new Philly ballpark, and every time they come to see a game or any other event that you guys might have, and they'll have memories of that as well.
And I hope that my grandkids get to enjoy that, and even when I'm long gone, Pop did it.
I think it's going to be great when I have kids, and I'm going to take them over to the new ballpark that my father helped build, and it's a pretty good feeling, yeah.
Some of us decided to wander over and see what this was all about.
So this is going to be my new playground, huh? I think I like it.
Wow, this ballpark is going to be grandioso.
My fan group would be over there. Can a new guy have a fan group?
Yes, we will always remember. We will never forget September 11th, 2001. When baseball did return, America needed baseball. And baseball has always needed Americans. As we stand together, we will have a baseball game tonight. And we will remember and reflect on September 11th, 2001.
It's hard to believe it's been a year since 9/11. I'll never forget the first game back from the tragedy, all the emotion of that night, and the strong sense that baseball was an important part of the healing.
A year later, those same feelings were still there as baseball took time to reflect and remember.
Well hit. Deep left field. It's got a chance. It is out of here. Tremendous home run. Placido Polanco.
And in the stands, a solitary fan seemed to symbolize the strength and loyalty this country is all about. Jim Bonacci brought his flag to all of the games after 9/11 last year.
It made me feel good. It was a way for me to deal with it, I think, first off. And then as I kept doing it, I realized that it was a way for me to bring some joy and relief into other people's life.
Yeah, I'm really proud of him because, I don't see anyone else doing it in this other ballparks. So I'm really glad that my dad has, stood up and done this at our stadium.
He's like the Pied Piper. Kids follow him around the stadium and the flag is cheered wherever he goes.
It's a great reminder of how baseball binds us all, Pat. It's the memories that bring us back to the simple times of our youth. And it's the promise that always makes us look forward to tomorrow.
A few days later, we had Fan Appreciation Day. And as a special treat, we let all the fan groups in for free.
It was a great gesture as all the players saluted their own groups.
What can you say, Harry? They're the most passionate fans in sports. And when they get behind you, there's no better place to play. Last year, Johnny Estrada won the game on Fan Appreciation Day with a walk-off home run. This year, different swing, same result.
Sauerbeck throws. Safe at first. A bad throw by Sauerbeck, and this game is over. And the Phillies win it 1-0. They'll take it on a fielder's choice ground ball by Johnny Estrada.
Well, the season ended on a few high notes. Jose Mesa set a club record for saves with 45. And J-Roll led the league in triples for the second straight year. He was also the only player in the league to reach double figures in homers, doubles, triples, and stolen bases.
Not bad. And Jeremy Giambi combined with his brother Jason to set the record for most homers by brothers in a season with 61. Joe Roll was named International League MVP. And Bobby Abreu finished strong with a league-leading 50 doubles. Padilla and Wolf are poised to anchor a young pitching staff with a lot of future talent in the wings. And Wolfie finally did something about Tomas Perez.
And let's not forget you, big guy. For the first time in years, the Titans have a big-time slugger in the lineup. Your 37 homers were the most since Schmitty in '86. And your 116 RBIs were close to the league lead.
We led the league in doubles and triples, and were 6th in home runs. Altogether, we led the league in extra base hits.
The Phillies have homered in a club record 15 consecutive games. Short hop nicely by.
And we were tied for first in the league in fielding percentage, an area especially important to Larry Boa's philosophy.
Bo is a tough man, Harry. He demands a lot from us. But it's clear to me that all he wants to do is win baseball games. And that's okay with me.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right.
The future looks bright around here, Pat. The team is filled with a lot of exciting young players who are all coming into their own together. The minors are stocked with talent, and the new ballpark will help us generate the kind of revenue you need to compete in today's game.
I almost can't wait for next season, Harry. It's going to be awesome.
And don't forget, pal, we have one final season in this place that I've called home for the last 32 years.
Yeah, don't forget the vet. I want to help fill this place next year, H. Let's write one more glorious chapter in the book before we close it out.
Sounds good to me, Pat. Meanwhile, we're on a long drive. We're out of here.